Sure, my phone's off. Good evening. Today is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, and the time is 5 p.m. I will now call to order the meeting of the Victorville City Council and the same council sitting as the Victorville Library Board of Trustees, the Southern California Logistics Airport Authority, successor agency to the Redevelopment Agency, the city as a housing asset successor, Joint Powers Finance Authority, and the Victorville Water District. Madam Clerk, will you kindly call the roll?
Councilmember Godin.
Here.
Councilmember Irving.
Present.
Councilmember Mora. Mayor Pro Tem Harriman is absent. Mayor Becerra.
Here.
We have quorum.
Thank you. We'll now go to public comment for closed session items. Madam Clerk, are there any requests to speak?
No, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. I'll now turn it over to Mr. DeBernowski.
Thank you, Mayor Becerra. We have one closed session item this evening. It is real property negotiations pursuant to Government Code 54956.8. The real property is located in proximity to the Wellness Center. The parcel number is set forth on the agenda, as are the negotiating parties. To the extent there's reportable action, we will report it either at the conclusion of the closed session or at the commencement of the regular 6 o'clock session.
Okie dokie. We are now adjourned for closed session. Welcome, everyone, and good evening. Today is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, and the time is 6 p.m. The regular meeting of the following will come to order: the Victorville City Council and the same council sitting as the Victorville Library Board of Trustees, Southern California Logistics Airport Authority, successor agency to the redevelopment agency, the city as a housing asset successor, Joint Powers Finance Authority, and the Victorville Water District. Madam Clerk, will you kindly call the roll?
Councilmember Godam.
Here.
Councilmember Irving.
Present.
Councilmember Mora.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman is absent. Mayor Becerra.
Here.
We have quorum.
Thank you. If you'd please stand, the invocation tonight will be led by Pastor Sean Watson of Missionary Baptist Church, and our pledge will be led by John Clough, Lieutenant. That's why I had to count it for us.
Greetings to all this evening. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. Let us pray. Eternal and all-wise God, how we thank you for every opportunity we have for serving. And we thank you, dear God, for this collective body of leaders that are charged with the responsibility of leading this city. We pray now, God, that you would grant them wisdom and understanding in all of their decision-making. And then, Lord, I pray for each one of them individually, Lord God, that you would cover and protect them and their families, Lord God, as they render the service for your people. We do thank you. Bless this meeting now with your presence, and may all go according to your will. In Jesus' name, amen.
Good evening. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll now turn it over to our city attorney, Mr. DeBernowski, for closed session announcements.
Thank you, Mayor Becerra. We had one item this evening for closed session. It was real property negotiations pursuant to Government Code 54956.8. The property and the negotiating parties are set forth on the agenda. At this time, there's no reportable action with respect to that item.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, will you present the agenda and any revisions there too?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There are no revisions to the agenda this evening.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to public comments. Madam Clerk, are there any requests to speak?
Can we do conflict of interest declarations, Madam Mayor?
Yeah, we could do that too. Do we have any conflict of interest for my fellow council members? No, we don't. There we go. Thank
Oh.
you.
All right. I'll provide the introduction for you, Madam Mayor. Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Victorville City Council. Your City Council is interested in your ideas and opinions and furthermore endeavors to incorporate them into its deliberations. At the same time, the council must be able to carry out its business in an organized and efficient manner, free from material disruption. Therefore, this meeting will be administered in accordance with the council's established policies and procedures and Government Code Section 54957.9 and 54957.95. Individuals may speak on agenda items or on issues not posted on the agenda during the public comment section, provided those issues are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. Individual speakers may address the council once per public comment period and once per each public hearing item for up to 3 minutes. Additional time may be allotted for appeal hearings in accordance with the city's adopted policy and procedures manual. Those who desire to comment on a public hearing item may wish to reserve their remarks until that particular public hearing has been opened. All testimony is to be directed solely to the council. Although open meeting laws do not permit council members to engage in dialogue with any speaker during the public comment period, please know that your comments and questions may be taken into consideration by council members when discussing a particular agenda item. The presiding officer may briefly respond or have staff respond to statements or questions, or may request that the staff report back to the council at a subsequent meeting. Speakers are requested to comment as briefly as the subject permits. Once comments are invited, the speaker will be called on by name, then recognized by the presiding officer. The speaker will state the item number that will be addressed or that the subject is a non-agendized matter. Audience members may not disrupt, disturb, or otherwise impede the orderly conduct of this meeting, and those who do are subject to removal from the meeting pursuant to Penal Code 403. Your understanding and cooperation are appreciated. Our first speaker this evening is Linda Brown on a non-agendized item.
Hi, good evening.
Welcome, Ms.
Let me hurry up because I only have 3 minutes. I'm here to address the council because I've been a resident here since 2022. And me and my daughter was trying to find downtown Victorville, and her comment, no offense, please don't take it the wrong way, was it looked like lost hopes and dreams. I marinated on that because I kind of got offended. But we have a historical downtown, and I'm hoping that by me coming tonight, that it sparks possibly renewal of businesses to the city, even like a gift shop. I don't know, some type of way where we can involve the residents. I would love to be a part of it, to bring more than just gas stations to Victorville. Other businesses, I did call Canes. I know it's here. I can't say it's because I called, but I did ask them to come to Victorville because my son enjoys Cane's restaurant. So I'm hoping that the city council will think about reviving Victorville downtown area where it looks more than just lost hopes and dreams. And my daughter's in college now and she doesn't want to come back, but I want her to be proud of Victorville, and I want to help. So that's why I decided to come. So that's it. And if there's other things that I can do or information that you guys can give me, I put my phone number on the card. I would love to. I'm not moving anymore.
Ms.
So
Brown, do
I
you have
would
an
like to
email
help.
on that card?
Did
Uh,
I?
I would, if we could give her all the information we're already going through, we already have a robust program starting already.
Okay,
So if you could put an email on there, they could forward you all the files that we've already started.
good. Okay,
Thank
thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you all.
Our next speaker is Josiah Delgado on a non-agendized item.
Perfect. Good evening, council members. My name is Josiah Delgado. I'm a resident of District 2. I'm here today to speak on the events that took place at last city council meeting. For some background, I attended Eagle Ranch Elementary School, Mesa Linda Middle School, the heart of both that are in the heart of District 2. I spent most of my adult life in the Golden Triangle, where I currently live. I play basketball at Sunset Ridge Park and like 4 to 5 times a week, and I don't share it to be poetic. I just want to be clear that the district is my home, and I'm deeply invested in what happens here. As a member of the community, I want to say that I was just disappointed with the appointment the council made last weekend. I want to be clear and fair. I know Corinne. I think she's a great person. It's nothing about character, but I do have serious concerns about whether the appointment reflects the independence and lived connection that District 2 residents deserve in their representation. At the local level, especially, politics should not be about reporting to a boss or carrying out priorities of anyone outside the city. The only people city council members should answer to are the residents of their district. And independence matters because trust matters. And when the independence feels compromised, even unintentionally, it weakens public confidence in decision making. For many of us, the close professional ties to Congressman Jay Obernolte raise legitimate questions. His record has left many Victorville residents feeling unheard and underserved, particularly on issues like healthcare access, veteran benefits, and immigration enforcement. Whether or not you agree with every critique of his record, it's hard to deny that trust in higher levels of government is very fragile right now amongst American people. And decisions like this risk reinforcing the belief that politics is being done to communities rather than with communities. It's especially frustrating because Victorville is facing real urgent challenges. Our roads are unsafe. Crime is a concern for many families. Homelessness affects every corner of the city, and as my fellow community just center, our downtown, is unexistent. Homelessness affects, these are the issues that I want the council focused on, and I talk to the community a lot, and I know that the community wants the council focused on that. I just don't think Victorville should be treated as a stepping stone or a strategic move. It's a city full of people who care deeply about where they live and want leadership that reflects that care, independence, and accountability. And I hope the council takes this moment as an opportunity to reflect, rebuild trust, and recommit to transparent community centered decision making. The problem, or the people of District 2 and all of Victorville deserve nothing less. And thank you for your time. Have a good one.
Madam Mayor, I have no additional speaker cards.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to public hearings. Our first business of order is an update, item 1, an update of the master user fee schedule. Mr. Metzler, would you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. This item is brought before you. It's an item that we bring before you annually, and it expands on an action taken by you back in 2022, where we as staff prepared and presented for you a study that evaluated the actual costs associated with specific tasks that or services that are required or relied upon by certain segments of the community. And so those effectively we call user fees. And so we studied, of course, the time it takes to complete certain tasks such as plan check review, permitting, things of that nature. It's a very long, exhaustive list of fees, and effectively the fee study, once it was adopted in 2022, served as the official form of fees for us to apply and to charge for those services. Effectively, it's a cost recovery for the cost of the service we provide. And with that, we've brought it back before this council annually to evaluate whether or not there's a need to adjust the charges based upon the recognition of inflation. And so effectively, that's what this item is doing, is it's actually evaluating the cost of our services, the effective inflation, and it's actually before you recommending a 3.34% inflationary factor to be levied on the current and existing fees. With that, it also takes an opportunity to update additional services that we've identified as being requested and required by the community. So this document also makes that attempt to update the types of fees. And so with that, this item has been brought forward and co-authored by your Deputy City Manager, Janelle Davidson, along with your Finance Director, Ms. Carmen Kuhn. They're both available for any questions or comments you might have.
Thank you very much, sir. Madam Clerk, would you please read the recommendation?
That the Honorable City Council and Victorville Water District Board of Directors open and conduct the public hearing, close the public hearing, and adopt resolution numbers 25-076 and VWD 25-001, amending the master user fee schedule by adjusting certain user fees based on the percentage change in the consumer price index, adding certain new user fees, and making other updates and conforming changes.
Thank you. At this time, we'll do technical questions from council member. Councilmember Godian?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Metzler, it's my understanding that all of these fees that are being added have been compared to surrounding communities to make sure that they all fall within a average or normal limit. Is that correct?
We've taken two approaches. Certainly there's the approach with respect to fees and just the cost of service. So for example, a lot of your animal services, building license, code enforcement, likely are more focused and established based upon the actual cost. But speaking to your specific question, examples of where, yes, we would actually compare it to adjacent, or probably on the, say, the recreational side of things, or library when it comes to the service that we're offering through those departments or programs. So we do a bit of both efforts depending upon the nature of the service.
And most of these new fees are because we are now offering services that we weren't previously offering before. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all I have.
Councilmember Irving?
Yes, I just want to clarify something. I know in 2022 we did a fee study, correct? Did I hear you say that we did another fee study recently to determine what fees would be increased and those that are reduced?
No, what I was alluding to is for example, the area where we have new fees that weren't contemplated in that original 2022, but say, for example, our services that we realized in this, in this year, where we didn't have an established fee, we went ahead and studied the actual costs associated with that new fee for service. And so an example of those would be board up permit, animal hoarding cases. That's a unique one where we've had instances through animal services where we've had to attend to code enforcement violations where animal hoarding was an actual case. And so not having had a fee structure for that type of case, then came us internally determining what was the cost associated with administering to that, and then what is the appropriate charge.
Okay, well, I noticed that for the live scan fingerprinting, that the cost is somewhat increased. We did some kind of cost analysis, or there was a methodology for that recommendation for the increase, correct?
There was,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes, I just have one question about the master fee schedule. I see that the Caltrans and Cal OES does have a list here, and I just wanted to confirm that is what we use as the city to compare to our master fee schedule.
Effectively, that is what we adopt and use for reimbursement. So we actually just tie the fees that they establish into our reimbursements.
Okay, thank you.
At this time, I'll open up the public hearing. Madam Clerk, are there any requests to speak?
No, Madam Mayor.
I will now close the public hearing and I'll invite a motion for this item.
I move that we adopt staff's recommendations for items 3 and 4. Oh, I'm sorry, there's only 3.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll second. First by Councilwoman Irving, and second by Mayor Becerra. Councilwoman Irving, comments on the pending motion?
No comments, thank you.
I have none either. Councilwoman Godin?
I have none, thank you.
Councilwoman Mora?
I have none, thank you.
Madam Clerk, will you take the vote?
Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Mayor Pro Tem Harriman being absent.
Thank you. Item 2, development impact fees, DIFs, and capacity charges, annual review, master fee schedule, and capital improvement plan. Mr. Metzler, would you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. State law permits local agencies to charge fees to new development to offset costs associated with the impact of new development. Examples of impact development has on a community include, but certainly aren't limited to, roads, parks, and public buildings. And so this item is our annual review of fees originally established by the City Council back in 2022 as well. And the basis for these fees were included in a Nexus study. Tonight, with an approval of this item, the council will be approving a 5.7% increase to the non-housing related development impact fee. And that inflator is based on a construction index. This item will also levy year 4 charge as the residential charges were approved by the council back in a phased approach. And you remember back in 2022, based upon feedback that we did have from the development community, they had felt that the then proposed rates for DIF affecting residential were too steep to be applied all at once, and so the council did agree to phase that in over a 4-year period. So this item would actually be taking us to that final step in the phasing of the residential development impact fee. And so finally, this item also cleans up some corrections as to certain fees and council policy. And so with that, this item also is co-authored by your Deputy City Manager, Ms. Janelle Davidson, along with your Finance Director, Ms. Carmen Kuhn. And they're both available for any questions or comments you might have.
Madam Clerk, would you please read the recommendation?
That the Honorable City Council and Victorville Water District Board of Directors open and conduct the public hearing, close the public hearing, and adopt resolution numbers 25-086 and VWD 25-002, adopting an updated master fee schedule for DIF and capacity charges the associated updated capital improvement plan, and City Council Policy Number CP 25-01, establishing updated guidelines for implementation of said diff and capacity charges, and superseding City Council Policy Number CP 25-05.
Thank you. At this time, we'll do technical questions from council members. Councilmember Irving,
I don't have any questions. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Councilman Godin,
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Metzler, just to clarify, because of that phased approach and now that we're in the final step, that's why we're seeing a little bit higher percentage rate on the residential side as opposed to the non-residential side. Is that correct?
That's correct, and what you should expect this time next year when we bring this back, presuming that there is a recognizable CPI inflator, then you'll actually see the recommendation of an inflator applied to this current fee that we're approving tonight.
Excellent, thank you. That's all I have.
Councilman Mora,
No questions, thank you.
I have none. I'll open up the public hearing. Madam Clerk, are there any requests to speak?
No, Madam Mayor.
I'll now close the public hearing and I'll invite a motion for this item.
Move to adopt staff's recommendations.
I'll second the motion. Comments on the pending motion, Councilwoman Irving?
No comments, thank you.
Councilman Godin?
I have none.
Councilman Mora?
None, thank you.
Madam Clerk, will you take the vote, please?
Councilmember Godin?
Yes.
Councilmember Irving?
Yes.
Councilmember Mora?
Yes.
Mayor Becerra?
Yes.
Motion passes with Mayor Pro Tem Harriman being absent.
We've now taken action to approve points 3 of staff's recommendation as presented on the agenda. We will now move on to the consent calendar.
Madam
I'm sorry. Items 3 through 8.
Madam Mayor, I move that we adopt the consent calendar.
I'll second. Madam Clerk, will you take the vote?
Councilmember Godin?
Yes.
Councilmember Irving?
Yes.
Councilmember Mora?
Yes.
Mayor Becerra?
Yes.
Motion passes with Mayor Pro Tem Harriman being absent.
Written communication, item 9. Discussion and possible action to provide a support letter from the City Council for the Barstow International Gateway Development Project with BNSF. Mr. Metzler, would you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. As you're generally aware, BNSF Railway is one of two Class 1 railroads providing goods movement services in and out of Southern California, connecting the ports to the rest of the United States, the ports of Long Beach and Los Angeles. And as you've probably heard, there's a large investment being made by BNSF Railway in Barstow, just to the north, a project that's monumental enough to where not only is it going to have some pretty significant regional economic impacts that are positive, but certainly impacts that are broadly more important to Southern California when it comes to actually accelerating goods movement, reducing the number of freight vehicles on the road, and accelerating the movement of containers from the seaports to, say, an intermodal facility that they're building in Barstow. So with that, we do have the Director of Public Affairs, Ms. Lena Kent, here to lead a presentation for you. And then ultimately, once the presentation's done, certainly an opportunity for questions, comments, and then ultimately for you to consider the support letter being requested by them.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate the introduction. Good evening, Mayor and council members. Thank you for allowing us a few minutes to come before you to talk about what I think is one of the most transformative projects that I've had the opportunity to work on in my 30-year career with BNSF. Before I get into really what the project is about and the benefits that it'll provide to California, just a little bit about BNSF and who we are. We are owned by Berkshire Hathaway. Many of you know our trains moving through this area. We've been moving through the high desert since the late 1800s and consider ourselves a fabric of many of the communities that have been built up around us. We run about 1,200 trains a day across the United States, each one carrying the essential goods that we all depend on day in and day out for our basic needs. 32,500 route miles across the United States, which is about 28 states and 3 Canadian provinces. The trains that are passing through here, many of you see the containers that are on them, and I'll give you a little bit of background about how that operation works. Containers coming in through the ports of LA and Long Beach, in many cases, some are loaded directly onto rail, but in many cases, trucks pick those containers up and they take them throughout Southern California to various warehouses. where they take the contents out of those 40-foot containers and they put them into a 53-foot container. Those containers then make their way back to a rail yard, in many cases either San Bernardino or our Los Angeles facility, or they go by truck and they pass right through this area on the 15 freeway to destinations across the country. I think we all can remember COVID, although I know I would like to forget that time period, but there were a lot of lessons that were learned during COVID. We saw that supply chain meltdown where you went to the grocery store and you couldn't get the things that you needed. You couldn't get toilet paper and the goods that we all depend on. And so it was during that time that we really started to look, and also at the request of the federal government and the state, to really look at the way goods were moving. And so we had always known that the high desert was going to be a place that we ultimately would grow, and we just weren't sure of the timing. And certainly COVID really brought that to the forefront, where we really started looking at a way to transform the way goods move in the United States and try to do things differently to reduce congestion on our highways, move more of it by rail, and less dependent on chassis and so forth. So we came up with the Barstow International Gateway. It's a $4 billion project that we will build in Barstow. And what makes it different than any other facility in the world is all of the warehouses will be on site. So what will happen is containers will be loaded on at the port. They'll travel the 130 miles via rail to Barstow, where they will be offloaded at the Barstow facility. We will then transload the goods, or our customers will transload the goods of those containers into that 53-foot container and then transport it across the United States. It doesn't touch the highway. It all stays on rail, so it'll eliminate millions of truck miles on our freeway system. I'll get into a little bit about the benefits that it'll provide, but it sits on just about, it says 4,500 acres. It's actually about 5,000 acres. It does include a 130-acre solar farm. Given just the tremendous need of electricity that we will require at the facility, we have to supplement it with a solar farm. But we plan to use electric hustlers to move containers in and around the facility, electric hybrid cranes, just to reduce our impact on that community. The draft environmental impact report is out, and you can go to the city's website to review the draft document, but certainly it has significant benefits to not only to the basin, but to the high desert. It gives that, that supply chain resiliency, I think, that we suffered from during our COVID time. And it's also been a project that's been recognized by the state of California, and they've put it into their state rail plan as an important piece of infrastructure for the state of California. It shifts a lot of that cargo away from the highway onto the rail, which has the environmental benefits of being cleaner than transporting over the highway. In terms of the benefits, the jobs, I would say, is one of the biggest pieces of this that directly impacts all of your residents here. I know that a lot of residents are driving down the hill for work. This provides, over the 20-year period, 62,000 jobs that are both direct and indirect. And then operationally, about 15,000 direct and indirect and induced operation jobs. So those jobs will be on that 5,000-acre site, will be obviously working at the rail facility, but also the on-site warehouses that would co-locate with us to transfer all of the goods from those containers into containers traveling across the country. It also includes the restaurants, all of the gas stations and so forth for the people that drive to work. Those are the induced jobs that it would create. And so it provides a place for people here in the high desert to go a shorter distance for work versus driving down that hill. I know I drove up today from the Inland Empire, and it took me a couple of hours to get here. So I could imagine a lot of your residents would appreciate that opportunity to work closer to home. And then I think, as I mentioned, one of the biggest benefits is the reduction in truck miles on your 15 freeway by moving that by rail. The draft environmental impact report shows a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, which a lot of that, pollution, I think, comes up into the high desert. So reducing it even in the basin helps the high desert residents as well with cleaner air. we've pretty much gone over that, but why Barstow? I think we needed to find a place that was big enough that could accommodate a facility of this size, also that wasn't densely populated. We wanted to be in an area where we were not surrounded by homes. I think, you know, what we've seen in the basin is you have warehouses that are popping up in various neighborhoods and then the rail yards in different parts of the community. And so this gives us a chance to start from scratch, do it at one location where all of it is together versus spread out across several miles. So where we're at right now is the draft DIR has been issued. We're still continuing to do ongoing discussions and coordination with the city of Barstow, the county of San Bernardino, the state of California, and also Edison, given they are a major player in this in terms of bringing in the energy. We're having regular meetings with wildlife agencies, the Army Corps, and the Lahontan Water Board. So certainly, as you can imagine, on a project of this size, there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of folks that we need to coordinate with. And then really just looking at, you know, incorporating our best practices for sustainability, because we know that is something that is very important to the state of California and to our customers. Just another highlight of where we're at, the draft DIR was issued on November 10th for public comment. Public comment closes on January 5th, and then it will go to the city of Barstow, who is the lead agency, for a final vote on the project. We hope to start construction at the end of 2026 and open the facility by 2028. It's certainly been an aggressive timeline, but so far we've just seen tremendous amount of support, I think, at the federal, state, county, and local level, that we're hopeful that we can begin construction and bring this project forward so that we can all, you know, get the benefits that it will provide. I think what I would ask of you is the opportunity for you to weigh in on the draft DIR. Is certainly a letter of support would mean a lot for us as a company, a lot for the city of Barstow, and for the residents in the entire high desert region who stand to benefit, I think, from the project. So we would appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Again, I thank you for the time today and for your consideration on this important project. I can open it up if you have any questions or.
Mr. Metzler, can she stay there in case any of the council members have? Thank you. We're going to start with Councilwoman Irving. Questions?
Would you like me to read the recommendation, Madam Mayor?
That would be good too. I'm glad you're keeping on top of me.
Any action is at the discretion of your honorable city council.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Now, Councilwoman Irving.
Well, I only have a few comments. First of all, I think that this project is a game changer for our region, our state, and nationally. So I'm excited about how we plan to streamline the supply chain. I only have one question. I noticed on one of the pictures, it speaks about the big benefits. These containers, in terms of storage, will they, this apparatus has a container suspended in the air. Are you going to stack those, stack containers or suspend them in the air?
They would be lifted on and off. So trains would come in from the ports of LA and Long Beach. We would lift them off of the train with a crane, and then it would stay within our closed loop system. An electric hostler would pick it up from the side of the train where the crane, you know, offloads it, and it would move over to the warehouse with the electric hostler. It would be processed in that on-site warehouse and then come back to the rail facility within that closed loop system and be loaded back onto the train with the crane. So the thought is not to stack containers, is to move containers over to the warehouse, process them, and then to bring them right back to the rail facility to travel across the country. Another piece of this facility that I didn't highlight is it also encompasses a block swap. And so that block swap basically is very long tracks within that facility. So let's say we encounter a service interruption or a problem on our line or congestion up, you know, down in the basin. We'll be able to hold trains at that facility instead of them coming and stopping and idling in various locations. So it gives us a holding place to keep those trains from traveling into the basin or to get them off of our line with the amount of space that we'll have.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Godin.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I had a couple questions. One on your, I think it's your second slide, you have a number on here about 37,000 employees, and I'm guessing that's kind of a broad number. Do you know how many on-site jobs it will create?
We have 15,000 direct and indirect and induced. Each warehouse will have a number of jobs that they will produce depending on the customer and the technology that they use within that facility.
Okay, so ballpark 15,000 on-site?
Yes.
Okay. And then you said that everything will be leaving the facility by train. So I would assume that that's going to require a new track to be laid. Do you know the extent that that will require?
So it's, the track would be laid within the facility, so it's 5,000 acres, and we'll install the track within that facility. We have adequate capacity on our system now to move the containers from the ports into that facility. That line was built to handle much more traffic than it's currently handling. This project here in opening year is 3 additional trains on this line, and by 2048, it's 5 additional trains. So it's not a significant number of trains, because a lot of that traffic is moving by rail now, but it's all processed down the hill.
So the property that is purchased is already near a major rail line?
It is. It's
Okay.
right next to our main line, and that's why it was such an attractive location, because we were able to buy 5,000 acres adjacent to an active rail line that connects the ports to the rest of the country.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
Councilwoman Mora?
Hi, I just have one question. You mentioned that one of these freight trains will remove a lot of trucks off of the freeway. Do you know exactly how many one freight train will remove the trucks on the road?
Each one of our intermodal trains takes an average of 280 to 400 trucks off the highway.
Wow.
And we at times operate 100 trains a day through here. So it's a significant number of trucks. We think there's a lot more that can go by rail that's currently going over the highway. And that's really the goal of this project, is to convert a lot of those over-the-road movements onto rail, which I think is also something that's important, because many of you know that the state is not investing a whole lot in highway infrastructure, and they want to see more people and goods move by rail. So this certainly fits nicely into the state's goals of taking some of that traffic off of the interstate.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
Ms. Kent, welcome. It's been a while.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. There's currently a Barstow Rail Yard that fixes the trains.
Yes, sir.
Is that going to stay or no?
Yes, that's going to stay. That is our classification yard, so it serves a different purpose. Basically, what that yard does is there's different types of cars that come into that facility, and then it's like a mixed bag of marbles. We separate them, and we build new trains going to different destinations. We also have our mechanical shops there, and we employ about 1,000 people at that facility. So that facility is important on our network. It definitely will stay. This is a separate location.
Okay.
And will serve a different purpose. It's an intermodal facility, where the other one is a classification facility.
Well, thank you for coming, and I'm glad you're still excited about this. For at least 5 years now, you and I have been seeing each other, so thank you.
Thank you. It's definitely exciting. I agree. It is a transformative project, unlike anything I've ever seen, and it really does change the way goods move in this country, I think, in a more efficient, sustainable way.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to make the motion to approve a letter from the Victorville City Council with approval of the, you want to help me? Work with me.
So you're looking to have the council provide a support letter in response to this project?
Yes, ma'am. On my side, though, it shows Barstow. It's going to Barstow?
Yes, I believe so.
That's why I was confused. That's why I didn't know if it was going to them but it's going to Barstow. I'd like to make a motion for that.
I second your motion.
Comments on the pending motion? This ought to be neat once it gets going. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Irving?
I've already said, I'm excited about this. I think I heard about this project at the Economic Summit.
Yeah.
So, yes, exciting. Thank you.
Councilwoman Mora?
No comments. Thank you.
Councilman Godin?
I have none.
Madam Clerk, will you take the vote?
Councilmember Godam?
Yes.
Councilmember Irving?
Yes.
Councilmember Mora?
Yes.
Mayor Becerra?
Yes.
Motion passes with Mayor Pro Tem Harriman being absent.
We've now approve staff's, well, not staff's, our recommendation to write the letter of approval.
Support.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
For letter of support.
There you go, letter of support. Thank you. Item 10, award of consultant and professional services agreement to Wallace Group for conceptual design services for Doris Davy Park, CC 25-133. Mr. Metzger, would you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of council. In 2020, the City Council adopted a Parks Master Plan and included in that plan, among other things, it identified the need at Doris Davies Park to upgrade amenities and improving ADA accessibility. This item proposes to award a contract to address what is contemplated in the Parks and Rec Master Plan, along with establishing a conceptual layout for future improvements at that park. To move this forward, we actually did conduct a solicitation. We did invite bidders to offer professional services that would help us accomplish the goal. The results of that are what are before you here in the staff report, where the staff's recommending to go with the number 2 low price bidder, based upon it being the best value bidder, and that largely being based upon the actual experience of the firm. And so with that, your Community Services Director, Ms. Donna Meester, is here and in attendance and is available for any questions or comments you might have.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, would you please read the recommendation?
That the Honorable City Council award a consultant professional services agreement to Wallace Group in the amount of $148,500 for conceptual design services of the Doris Davies Park Project CC 25-133.
Thank you, ma'am. At this time, we'll do technical questions from Councilmember. Councilmember Mora,
I have none, thank you.
Councilwoman Godin,
I've already had all my questions answered. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Irving,
I don't have questions, thank you.
and I have none. I'll invite a motion for this item.
Move to adopt staff recommendation as presented in the agenda.
Second.
I have a first by Councilman Godin, a second one by Councilwoman Irving. Councilwoman Godin, comments on the pending motion?
I have none, thank you.
Councilwoman Irving,
No comments.
Councilwoman Mora,
No comments, thank you.
and I have none. Madam Clerk, will you take the vote?
Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Mayor Pro Tem Harriman being absent.
We've now taken action to approve staff's recommendation as presented on the agenda. Item 11, adopt the 2026 cafeteria benefits plan and the 2026 retiree health premium reimbursement plan. Mr. Metzger, would you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. The city has a cafeteria benefits plan that describes how employees' benefits are to be administered so that they are eligible to employees on a pre-tax basis. This item also intended to serve as a creation of a retiree health reimbursement plan, which formally recognizes that for post-employment benefits such as health care reimbursement, that those benefits are also done on a pre-tax basis. This is a procedural requirement that we review these plans and adopt these so that we can make sure that we continue to provide these benefits on the pre-tax basis. And so with that, this item has been authored by your Human Resources Officer, Ms. Heather Barber, and she's here and available for any questions or comments you might have.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, would you please read the recommendation?
Staff recommends that the Honorable City Council adopt Resolution Number 25-001, approving the establishment of a retiree health premium reimbursement plan, adopt Resolution Number 25-002, approving the amendment and restatement of the City of Victorville Section 125 cafeteria plan, and authorize the city manager or designee to execute the plans and related documents and to make any designations, minor modifications, or non-substantive changes deemed necessary for plan administration.
Thank you, ma'am. At this time, we'll do technical questions from council members. Councilmember Mora,
I have none, thank you.
Councilwoman Godin,
I have none.
Councilwoman Irving,
No questions, thank you.
and I have none. I'll invite a motion for this item. Motion to approve staff's recommendation as presented on the agenda.
Second?
Comments on the pending motion? I have none. Councilwoman Godin,
I have none, thank you.
Councilwoman Irving,
No comments, thank you.
Councilwoman Mora.
No comments, thank you.
Madam Clerk, will you take the vote?
Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Mayor Pro Tem Harriman being absent.
We've now taken action to approve staff's recommendation as presented on the agenda. Item 12, fiscal year 2025-2026 training and travel schedule for our newest council member, Mora. Mr. Metzger, will you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. The Policy and Procedures Manual, adopted and approved by the City Council, contains a number of provisions, but as it relates to this item, it contains provisions speaking specifically to council member travel and the approval or the requisite that prior to undertaking travel that it be approved by the council first. With narrow exception, the exceptions involve if you're the actual appointee to an outside committee and there's travel associated with that and budgeted, that would be an example of a narrow exception. The travel items here before you are also travel items that are approved by the rest of the council, but being that Councilmember Mora is our newest, we haven't gone through the formality of approving specifically for her. And so this item summarizes the training and travel for a couple events that she's interested in. And so with that, staff's bringing this forward for your consideration and action. The item is authored by your city clerk, and she's available, Ms. Jennifer Thompson. She's available for any questions or comments you might have.
Madam Clerk, would you please read the recommendation?
That your Honorable City Council authorize Councilmember Mora to attend the events listed in the staff report that were previously approved for all other council members.
This time we'll do technical questions from Councilmember Irving,
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Councilwoman Godin,
I have none.
Councilwoman Mora,
None, thank you.
and I have none. I'll invite a motion for this item.
Move to adopt staff recommendation?
Second.
I have a first by Councilwoman Godin, second by Councilwoman Irving. Councilwoman Godin, comments on the pending motion?
I have none. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Irving,
No comments. Thank you.
Councilwoman Mora,
None, thank you.
and I have none. Madam Clerk, will you take the vote?
Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Mayor Pro Tem Harriman being absent.
We've now taken action to approve staff's recommendation as presented on the agenda. Item 13, appointment to city committees, local appointment lists. Mr. Metzger, would you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. This is an annual item for us. Your Policy and Procedure Manual speaks to this time of year being the time where you evaluate certain internal committees and to determine if vacancies exist and require attention. It's been determined that there are vacancies that exist, and so with that, this is dealing particularly with Planning Commission, Community Revitalization Investment Authority, where there is one vacancy that you're being asked to attend to tonight. The Audit Committee as an annual committee, along with the CDBG requiring an appointment as well. My understanding is that we're not prepared to address Planning Commission tonight, and so with that, the item is authored by your city clerk, Ms. Jennifer Thompson. She's available for any questions or comments you might have, or she's also available to administer the appointment process.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, will you please read the recommendation?
That the City Council open nominations to fill one vacancy on the Community Revitalization Investment Authority, CREA, and open nominations for 2 members for the Audit Committee, and open nominations for 2 members for the Community Planning and Development, CPD, Grant Subcommittee as outlined below.
Thank you. At this time, we'll do technical questions from Councilmember Godin,
I have none.
Councilwoman Irving,
No questions. Thank you.
Councilwoman Mora,
I have none, thank you.
and I have none. Madam Clerk, at this time, will you please take over the nomination process?
Yes, Madam Mayor. I will now open one nomination or one position for the CREA Board. Are there nominations for the CREA Board?
Madam City Clerk, I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Mora to the CREA Board.
Are there further nominations? Being no further nominations, Member Mora is the only nominee. I will do a roll call vote. Councilmember Godin, please state the member that you wish to hold that position.
Councilmember Mora?
Councilmember Irving,
Member Mora?
Councilmember Mora,
Myself.
Mayor Becerra.
Councilwoman Mora.
Councilmember Mora is appointed to the CREA Board. I'll now open two positions for the Audit Committee. I'll open nominations. Are there nominations for the Audit Committee?
Madam, oh, go ahead. You go first.
I'm nominating two.
That's fine.
Very good. I'd like to nominate Member Godin and Mayor Pro Tem Harriman to the Audit Committee.
You looked at my notes.
Are there further nominations? Any further nominations? Okay, so we have Councilmember Godin and Mayor Pro Tem Harriman nominated for the two positions to the Audit Committee. I will do the roll call vote on that, and the member can just state that they're in agreement with the two nominees. Councilmember Godin,
Agreed?
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Agreed.
Mayor Becerra.
Agree.
Councilmember Godin and Mayor Pro Tem Harriman have been appointed to the Audit Committee. I'll now move on to the Community Planning and Development Grant Subcommittee. This requires 2 members. I will now open nominations for 2 members to the CPD Grant Committee.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate myself and Councilwoman Irving.
Are there further nominations? Any further nominations? Again, we'll do this as we did the last one. So we'll just ask for confirmation that you support Member Becerra and Member Irving as the nominees to the CPD Grant Subcommittee. Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Member Becerra and Member Irving are appointed to the CPD Grant Subcommittee.
We've now taken action to appoint members to the respective committees as outlined in staff report. Item 14, City Council appointments to outside agencies. Mr. Metzler, would you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. This item is brought forward also following policy laid out in your policy and procedures manual as it relates to absences to committees, outside agency committees that you have appointed members of the council to represent. And of course, with former council member Jones no longer a council member with us, she did have a number of appointments, whether as an alternate or as a primary to outside agencies. We put a good summary together for you on page 610 that makes it easy to see where those vacancies exist. And so it would be at this time where the council could consider making appointments to those vacant spots. So with that, this item also is authored by your city clerk, Ms. Jennifer Thompson. She's available for any questions or comments you might have, or she's also available to administer the appointment process.
Madam Clerk, would you please read the recommendation?
That the City Council consider and appoint members to fill the vacant committee positions indicated in Attachment A.
Thank you. At this time, we'll do technical questions from council member. Councilwoman Mora,
I have none, thank you.
Councilwoman Godin,
I have none.
Councilwoman Irving.
I do have a question. For some of these outside agencies, their meetings, do they conflict with some of your meetings, Madam Mayor?
Generally, no.
Okay, thank you.
You throw a curveball. And I have none. Madam Clerk, would you please take over the nomination process?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Nominations are in order for the League of California Cities Desert Mountain Division alternate position. I will now open the nominations.
Wait a minute.
Madam City Clerk, I'd like to nominate Councilmember Mora to fill the alternate position for former member Jones.
Are there further nominations? Being no further nominations, I'll just take a roll call vote that you are all in agreement that Councilmember Mora fill the alternate position for the League of California Cities Desert Mountain Division. Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Mayor Pro Tem Harriman being absent to appoint Member Mora to the League of California Cities Desert Mountain Division. We'll now move on to the Mojave Desert and Mountain Recycling JPA primary role. I'll now open nominations for that primary spot.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate Councilman Godan, who is now the alternate at this time, to move up to the primary.
Does Councilmember Godan accept that nomination?
Yes.
Are there further nominations? No further nominations. I'll just take a roll call vote that you confirm Councilmember Godan to be the primary for the Mountain Desert Recycling JPA. Councilmember Godan,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Councilmember Godan has received a majority nomination for the Mojave Desert and Mountain Recycling JPA, and there is now primary member. So that does open the alternate position. So I'll now take nominations for the alternate position.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate Councilmember Mora.
Councilmember Mora, do you accept that nomination?
Yes.
Are there any further nominations? Being no further nominations, I'll go ahead and ask the council to just confirm that they agree with the appointment of Councilmember Mora to the alternate position for the Mojave Desert and Mountain Recycling JPA. Councilmember Godan,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Member Mora is appointed as alternate to the Mojave Desert and Mountain Recycling JPA. We'll now move on to the SBCTA and SBCOG, that's San Bernardino County Transportation Authority and San Bernardino Associated Governments Board of Directors.
Madam Clerk, can I make a suggestion that we merge 6 and 7 since it's basically the same one, SBCTA down the hill and then SBCTA up here. So it really has to be the same committee member for both, correct?
It can be yes.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
I motion to put 6 and 7 together.
Second.
Second, there we go.
Clarification?
So if you notice SBCTA,
Yes.
that's the San Bernardino Associated Government down the hill.
Mhm.
Board of Directors. Well, they also have SBCTA Desert and Mountain Policy Committee.
Mhm.
So it's like an offshoot just for our little cities up here.
Are there meetings at the same time or are they separate meetings in separate
They're
locations?
separate meetings.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second to merge 6 and 7. I'll take a roll call vote on that. Councilmember Godan,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving.
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Okay, so we will go ahead and move on to appointing to items 6 and 7, which is San Bernardino County Transportation Authority, San Bernardino Associated Government Board of Directors, and San Bernardino County Transportation Authority Mountain Desert Policy Committee. We
Madam-
have primary role,
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm ready. to-
opening for a primary role, so I open nominations.
Madam City Clerk, I wish to nominate Mayor Becerra to both positions.
Are there further do you accept that nomination?
I would love to, but I nominate, I have to deny that one. I'd have to nominate Mayor Pro Tem Harriman, who's right now the primary. He's been attending the meetings.
Okay, you withdraw, you withdraw?
Yes,
Okay, very good.
Are there further nominations for the primary for these organizations? Being no further nominations, I will just do a roll call vote for your confirmation to appoint Mayor Pro Tem Harriman to all of the 3 that were listed. Councilmember Godan,
3?
2. 6 and 7.
Just, okay,
The
just
two, but
just clarifying what I was voting to. Okay,
Sorry. 2 but 3 names.
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Okay, Councilmember, Mayor Pro Tem Harriman has been appointed to number 6 and 7 as listed on attachment A. Now that he's been appointed as primary, we'll need to open the alternate role. So I'll now accept nominations for the alternate.
Madam, oh, sorry, I'm ready too.
Go right ahead.
Madam Clerk, sorry for interrupting you. I would like to nominate Mayor Becerra for both.
No, okay, I'll
Do you
take.
accept that nomination?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any further nominations? Being no further nominations, I'll just get confirmation that you're all in agreement for Mayor Becerra to be the alternate to those organizations. Councilmember Godan,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Mayor Becerra is now appointed as alternate to items 6 and 7 on attachment A. We'll now move on to SCAG General Assembly, and we will need let's see,
Primary.
a primary.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Godan, who is now the alternate at this time.
Does Councilmember Godin accept that nomination?
Yes.
Are there further nominations? Being no further nominations, I'll just get your concurrence that everyone's in agreement on Councilmember Godin being the primary to the SCAG General Assembly. Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Councilmember Godin is now primary to the SCAG General Assembly, and that leaves the alternate position open. So we'll take nominations for the alternate to the SCAG General Assembly.
Madam City Clerk, I'd like to nominate Member Mora.
Does Member Mora accept the nomination?
Yes.
Are there any further nominations? Being no further nominations, we'll get concurrence that the council's in acceptance of Councilmember Mora being the alternate to the SCAG General Assembly. Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Mayor Pro Tem Harriman being absent. Councilmember Mora is now alternate to the SCAG General Assembly. We'll now move on to the VVTA, Victor Valley Transit Authority alternate position.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Irving. You're not getting out of it.
Yes, I'm going to decline that. Thank you.
Are there further nominations?
I'd like to nominate Member Godin.
Does Member Godin accept that nomination?
Yes.
Are there further nominations? Being no further nominations, just get concurrence that the council's in agreement for Councilmember Godin to be the alternate to VVTA. Councilmember Godin, Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Councilmember Harriman being absent to appoint Councilmember Godin as alternate to VVTA. Our last and final one is Victor Valley Wastewater Reclamation Authority, VVWRA, primary role. I'll now invite nominations for that primary role.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate Councilman Godin, who is currently the alternate.
Councilmember Godin, do you accept that nomination?
Yes.
Are there further nominations? Being no further nominations, I'll get concurrence that the council is in acceptance to appoint Councilmember Godin as the primary to VVWRA. Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Councilmember Harriman being absent to have Councilmember Godin as the primary to the VVWRA. Since Councilmember Godin was the alternate, is now the primary, alternate role needs a nomination.
Madam Clerk, I would like to nominate Councilmember Mora.
Does Councilmember Mora accept that nomination?
Yes.
Are there further nominations? Being no further nominations, the council be in concurrence to appoint Councilmember Mora to the alternate role to VVWRA. Councilmember Godin,
Yes.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Mora,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Councilmember Harriman being absent to appoint Councilmember Mora as the alternate to VVWRA.
And you wanted me to do that. We've now taken action to appoint members to the respective agencies as outlined in the staff report. Item 15, your turn again. City Manager reports, Mr. Metzler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. First, let me say, that was impressive.
That's
That whole appointment process was impressive. That's probably the smoothest I've ever seen. So thank you and kudos to you all for getting through that. And thank you for the support on that. As far as updates, do have a few to share with you. Animal Services side of the house, Animal Services, plenty of lovable pets looking for their forever homes. Now through the end of the year, every adoption comes with a free gift box, including treats, a leash, and a toy. For more information, you can contact our Animal Services Division. Engineering side of the house is a part of the 2025 Citywide Street Improvement Project. Restriping on Green Tree Boulevard between Ridgecrest and Code Road has now been completed. The new lane configuration is already helping to ease the congestion near Hesperia Road. Hopefully you're seeing that. On December 4th, SCAG Regional Council authorized $4.37 million in surface transportation block grant funding for the city of Victorville to fund major improvements on Mojave Drive. So that award will support a multi-phase series of improvements planned for the corridor over the next several years. On the environmental program side of the house, Burtech will collect natural Christmas trees from your curb from January 5th through January 16th. For collection, place your tree out by 6 a.m. on your regular trash day, making sure it's free of decorations and stands. Trees over 6 feet, we ask that they be cut in half. With that, that's all I have at this time, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Item 16, discussion and possible action regarding upcoming agenda items. Councilwoman Godin.
I have none. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Irving.
I don't have anything, thank you.
Councilwoman Mora.
I have none, thank you.
And I have none. Item 17, reports from city council members. Councilmember Godin.
I have nothing to report.
Councilwoman Irving.
I have nothing to report.
Councilmember Mora.
I have nothing to report, thank you.
Myself, it's not a report, but I'd like to tell, and I'm sure all my fellow council members, the same thing. To all our citizens, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. May you and your family be blessed and be taken care of. To all of our city employees that make this place run on a day-to-day, you and your staff. Mr. Metzler, to the fire department and the police department, thank you very much for what you do to the employees that we're going to continue working throughout our holidays. Thank you. We appreciate it. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. May God bless you, keep you, and keep your family safe. Have good holidays, get some rest, because the upcoming year is going to be fun. Thank you very much. Any of my fellow council members, I'll go back to you. Do anybody like to say anything, Councilmember Irving?
Actually, I think you said it best and you said it all, so.
Councilwoman Godin?
Yeah, I just echo the comments from the mayor. I hope everybody has a blessed holiday and safe travels if anybody's traveling, and that you just spend time with family and friends, because that's what matters most.
Councilwoman Mora?
Likewise, Madam Mayor, you said it perfect, but yes, thank you everyone, to all our staff members and our first responders and everyone else who will be working through the holidays, but may everyone find peace and joy, and just looking forward to the new year.
Thank you very much. At this time, the time is 7:07. This meeting's adjourned. We'll see you next year.